Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap. So in today's session, we are going to discuss a very important finance news article that the RBI has released the eligibility criteria for the specified users of the CIC. So what this CIC is, it is the credit information companies. Okay, that is the companies that provides the credit information, or we can say financial data. We will see it in the further slides that what CICs are and what the specified users are and what this released eligibility criteria is and who is it going to benefit. So now before starting with the session, please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you are new to the channel and join our Telegram channel for the PDF of this session, and you can get the link of the Telegram channel in the description box below. So now RBI has released the eligibility criteria. See, until now, first, what is the CIC? CIC is the credit information companies. So these are the independent third parties. They are not the banks, or they are not the borrowers or the lenders. They are a independent third party that are providing the financial data. So they are providing the financial data, and what this financial data is, it is related to the credit. Okay, that what is the credit worthiness of the individuals or the companies that are borrowing, or how much credit they are taking, are they able to pay back the credit on time. So this is the financial data that is provided by the credit information companies. Okay, so credit information companies are providing the data to the members only. And who are the members? That until now only the regulated entities, that is the credit institutions and the specified users like the insurance providers and the rating agencies, as well as the registered brokers under the SEBI, as well as the SEBI itself was taking the financial data from these credit insurance companies. But now the RBI has said that it has given the eligibility criteria that the specified users, as per the latest rule, that the fintech companies will also be allowed to classified as specified users if they are following the eligibility criteria, if they are fulfilling the eligibility criteria. And why the RBI has taken the steps to bring the companies also, especially the financial technology companies? Because see, the financial technology companies were partnering up with the banks, okay, to provide the financial services to more and more people, to more and more customers. So these financial technology companies were very important from the perspective of the financial ecosystem of our country, from the perspective of the banks of our country, because banks were partnering up with the online platforms, they were partnering up with the neobanks, they were partnering up with the digital online platforms that were providing the digital lending. So that's why the financial technology companies were very important, and they were accessing, the financial companies were bringing up the data on itself. They were not able to take the data from the CIC, from the credit information companies. So now the RBI has released the eligibility criteria that the specified users can also be the companies if they are following the eligibility criteria. So the role of specified users, we will see that, and then we will see the eligibility criteria. So the role, the specified users obtain credit information. Okay, so they are obtaining the credit information from the CIC, that is the credit information companies, and uses the same for the permitted uses. Okay, what are these uses? It helps, the data helps in taking the decision, making effective credit decisions, because they know that what is the credit worthiness of this person or this company, that it has taken the loan before or not, or if it has taken, it has given on time or not. So that is making effective credit decisions. The banks can do it, the financial institutions that are giving the loans can take the effective credit decisions, deterring concurrent borrowers and serial defaulters. That is, stopping the serial defaulters that have already defaulted the payments to so many institutions. With so many institutions, it has already defaulted the loans. Okay, so now the other financial institutions know from the credit information companies that this person is not a very reliable person, it do not have a very good financial backing. So it deters the concurrent borrowers, or it deters the serial defaulters with the information that is provided by the companies. Reviewing and evaluating the risk of its customers, because if the banks have the data that this customer is a very reliable customer, it has taken 5 loans and it has already paid back the 5 loans on time, so and the other person has taken 2 loans and it has not even paid one loan back. So the risk of the customer is also known. The credit worthiness, we can say, judging the credit worthiness of the borrower, that we should give this credit to this borrower or not. Providing a person also, providing the person the information through the banks, through the financial institutions, that the credit information, that where his standing is. Okay, is he a very good credit, all the banks will be giving the credit to him later on or not. So providing a person with his own credit information, so that the person also knows that where he is standing, so that he can make his score better. Okay, he can make his score better by giving back the loans, and if he want the loans further on in later years, in later periods, so he can improve the credit score of his right now by getting the information that where he has to give the payment and all. So the role of specified user essentially is to obtain credit information. They are obtaining the credit information from the CIC, that is the credit information companies, and they are processing the information, okay, in order to facilitate the credit institutions. It can be credit institutions itself, that the banks itself are taking the information and they are accessing the information and they are processing the information, analyzing the information. Or it can be any other institution, like the financial tech companies will be able to get this information from the CIC. So now they can also process the information for the banks, that this person is reliable and this person is not reliable. So now not only the banks or the credit institutions, but also the fintech companies that are partnered up with the banks can also process the information and facilitate the benefit the credit institutions in taking credit decisions. I hope you have understood the benefit, that now not only the credit institutions will be able to process the information themselves, but they can also partner up with the fintech companies, and they are already partnered up with so many fintech companies. So fintech companies can provide the analyze the data and provide the information to the credit institutions. Okay, so now eligibility criteria for the entities to be what are the eligibility criteria to be categorized as specified user under the clause 1 of the regulation 3 of the CIC amendment regulation of 2021. So the first one is a specified user should be a company that is incorporated in India, or it should have the corporation established in the country. As simple as that, that it should be a company incorporated in our country. It should have a net worth. See, if it is a company that we are talking about, if it is a company, then it should have a net worth of not less than 2 crores as per the latest audited balance sheet. So as per its latest audited balance sheet, it should have at least 2 crores with itself. Okay, its net worth should be at least 2 crores, and it's not like today you are showing that your net worth is 2 crore and tomorrow your net worth has gone down. It should be based, it is required to keep your net worth to 2 crores for a continuing basis if you want to get the information from the CIC. The governing statute of the statutory corporation or the memorandum of association of the company, that is that the law that helps the entity to run. Okay, the rules that help the internal affairs of the entity, they should allow the business. The law and the rules should allow the business or activity to process the information for the support or benefit of the credit institutions. That's why we are talking about the fintechs especially. Why are we not talking about the clothing companies and all? Because the fintechs, the basic rule, the basic law of the internal affairs is that they are providing the financial technology. They are providing the financial services, the betterment of the financial technologies, the betterment of the financial system. So it is supporting and benefiting the credit institutions, and with the CIC, with the credit information by the companies, they can better benefit the credit institution. So it is inbuilt in the fintech companies. It is inbuilt in the rules and laws of the fintech companies. Okay. In the case of a company, it should be owned and controlled by the resident Indian citizen, and it should be an Indian company that is controlled by the resident Indian citizens. So as simple as that, that it should be incorporated in India, as well as the Indian citizens should have a part in controlling the company. Then only it can come as the specified user of the CIC. So next is that ownership of the company shall be well diversified. That it's not like only one person is holding the company. the ownership should be well diversified, and it should not have less, if it is a company that we are talking about, it should not have less than 3 years of the experience in running the business activity of processing information. Okay, so that here also, see, fintechs companies are already processing the information for the banks, not from the CIC but other information that the banks have. So they have already fintech companies have already partnered up with the banks for processing the information for the support of the benefit of the credit institutions. Okay, so this point also specifies the financial companies majorly, that the financial companies should not have less than 3 years of experience in the processing of information and shall have a clean track record. If they are defaulting, or if they are the defaulters, they do not have the clean track record, then they won't be allowed to be the specified users of the information. The entity should have a certification from the authority, from the auditor, and it should have a robust and secure IT system. Now this IT system, information technology system, because they will be handling the information of the people. Okay, so they should have a robust, new, very effective IT system in their hands, and this is as per the regulation, credit information as per the provision of the CIC Act of 2005, that they should have a proper IT system. And next is, the last point is, the company nor its promoter. See, the company should have a clean track record, as well as the promoters and the directors of the company should not have at any time in the past been convicted of any offense. It can be any moral offense or any economic offense. They should not have done that. Then only they can be specified users under the CIC. So now for CIC, we have understood the current part, that what is the eligibility criteria and all. So now we can come to the static a little, that how many CICs are there that are that have the certificate of registration by the RBI, okay, that are certified by the RBI. So in India there are only 4 such CICs, and here you can see the names. Okay, these all are the 4 CICs that are that have the certificate of registration by RBI, and the credit institutions or the specified users should be registered with them to get the credit information. Okay, only with these 4 institutions they can get the credit information, because these are the credit information companies in our country. So now the recently January 2022, RBI has released the eligibility criteria for entities to be categorized as specified user under the clause. So which of the following is or are the eligibility criteria? This you have to tell. And now I hope you have remembered all the 8 eligibility criteria. There are 8 eligibility criteria, and you have to tell that these 4 are which among these are the true answer. Okay, so I hope you are able to give the answer now. So thank you very much. If you have any query, you can mail us here, or you can contact us through this number. Thank you very much.